My best attempt at speaking logos and truth into the world after many years of practice has just about come to an end. So hopefully I'll come down from this high horse and join you in this sane, down-to-earth world again, but no promises. I'm dealing with the highest level stuff that I'm grasping at straws trying to comprehend, but I know deeply there's truth, there's brain damage, soul damage. There may not be much light, but it beats the darkness. If you are confused or interested, do check out all of my playlists I've made public. There are a lot of people who think like me and can elucidate things for you further while I work up my master explanation. Sorry, things are just hectic around me. So, ASI or AGI could be used by humans for absolutely devastatingly malicious purposes, either by corruption, ignorance, mistakes being made if regulation is not properly done, or as a super weapon. Although what I propose, biological superintelligence, is probably equally as hard to crack academically and cognitively, as well as posing serious risks of someone going on a power trip and thinking they're the god of the planet because they hooked their brain up and successfully did it. It is no more dangerous than an ASI or AGI would be, and either one is going to happen inevitably. So we would minimize harm. Harm reduction would be done by making ourselves a BSI, and the alternative is die of aging and wipe ourselves out with other kinds of tyrants. I really do feel like Doctor Strange in Infinity War. I use that comparison because most people have seen that. Faced with overwhelming odds of annihilation, every choice is a lose-lose. But I've analyzed every possibility, weighed in the factors. Which poison do you choose to take, as Jordan Peterson said? Millions and millions will die. They're dying now. I'm going to die because I'm trying to attain this final salvational solution. But I'm telling you, there was no other way. We are in the fucking endgame now, for real. I push this issue so hard because most people think of the afterlife as a theologian's dream. But why? Just deeply, deeply think and challenge your presuppositions as to why we could not realistically attain this through superintelligent methods. Imagine you don't have to die, and if you do choose to die, your essence will be preserved and you can wake as if from a dream. While you're alive on Earth, you have absolute freedom. Biomechanical engineering advances will be made that would allow humans to live as long as they want and do whatever they want and place whatever self-imposed limitations on themselves they want. No work, infinite food. It's perfect food. It's high-quality food. No microplastics in the ocean making us infertile in the water supply. No air pollution killing us slowly. Every avenue of your life absolutely perfected in love and protection for all time. It sounds fantastical and insane, and people deny it because I think, well, there's multiple reasons. I think we're very quick to dismiss possible actualizations of utopia because we used to believe in it. And we were burned. And we can't trust it anymore as an idea. And that's fair. And that's where I've been too, but this is a better outcome. Any self-improvement you could choose to aspire to eventually ends in something like this. People think that I'm throwing out words that I don't understand. No one understands anything. And I'm not any exception, but if we can create a formulaic framework as to what kind of conceptual steps would need to be done to create biological superintelligence and contingencies for it, and we pursue it with our whole heart, why couldn't we do it? Really challenge yourself on an abstract thought, conceptual level, like a child would, or like someone who's having a really strong psychedelic trip would. Maybe take psychedelics and think about this idea. It's what worked for Steve Jobs, it's what worked for the guy who helped push for the first image of the Earth from space. These kinds of things are catalysts for not limiting ourselves in, oh, that's unrealistic, that's immature, that's incomplete, that's too hopeful, that's science fiction, that's scientific religion. It can be all of these things and other things that are good as well and more. A system for absolute self-improvement would be good. Your mom's gonna have a car crash. A living, intelligent body of Earth pops out of the road and stops it at that exact moment. It would be beautiful. No harm. We do have some idea of what the neural correlates of intelligence and perhaps consciousness are. We understand it enough that we could at least use the 1% rule, which is something that was done by an elite bicyclist team at one point, and they became the best team in the world. Very tiny incremental improvements will allow for a snowball to get rolling down the hill, except it's an uphill. You're on a roll. Things are going better and better. Eventually, you unlock every level in the game, so to speak. You max out everything. At that point, who knows what's possible? You can't pretend to, so why claim to? So just try your best. Have good in your heart. Remember this idea. Please. If you're going to do this, you need to create a scrubbing AI that can compile relevant information from all computably affordable realms of the internet and use this to your advantage in your self-entrainment of understanding these things. You need to get neural stem cells either from the spinal cord or certain parts of the brain, and you need to program these nanites to do this. There will be micro groups of each, or subgroups of the nanites that will perform different functions, but overall what you want to do is guide the process of neural stem cell proliferation and development to increase cortical thickness and folding, as well as global brain connectivity, myelination of the axons, and genesis of the dendrites. The way in which you do this is extremely important so that you don't cause damage. You would need to utilize there comes a point where the feedback loop becomes unstoppable, and if you're all good in your priorities, then you create a perfect life of eternal non-suffering and potential and choice. You will be able to do things at a ever-increasing rate of accuracy and safety and complexity and expansion and improvement.
absolutely critical to this is your